what I want to give my review on is the Kanye West documentary on Netflix. And I am not, or nor have I ever been, a diehard Kanye fan. I like the music and the songs, but I'm not the average Kanye fan. So when the movie, the CD, the concert, all that stuff, when he was doing that, I mind my business. I didn't try to attend any of that. But my daughter suggested, she called and she said, have you watched it? And I said, no, that's not something I want to watch. And she said, I think you should watch it. I think you of all people would understand the relationship between Kanye and his mother. So I gave it a shot. And in the beginning, I was like, I'm not going to finish this. And then I kept watching. And then what struck out to me, Kanye West said in the interview years ago, I don't remember, that he sees music in color. That's a creative person's curse. We see colors and words and pictures and things that other people might not see. So while we're trying to deal with this difference that nobody really understands of like seeing in color or words making pictures or piecing together a story, it's what I heard Nas say, the gifts, the curse of the talented, which is it's definitely a gift, but it's a curse too. So watching Kanye understand that he knew he was greater than what he was given, watching him chase his dream, watching him pay for a lot of that out of pocket, do it in between times, still showing up to work, still being humble, because at the time he was really chasing his goals. He was signed with Rockefeller Records, but there was no support behind him. So everything that he did for his whole first album, he did himself, and it cost him $33,000 for the video. And then he was reaching out, asking for favors, and it really made me understand more, because I have also been at that point chasing my dream. Because I'm not a fan. I thought that he was in with Rockefeller and he just got the deal because they knew how talented he was. I didn't know he had to go through all that he had to go through. And that's why it's important for me to do research or to do figure out who somebody is for myself before I judge. And the whole time Kanye's doing this, he's doing it for his mother. They have an amazing relationship. They're close. She's his biggest fan. He's doing it all for her. And then she dies. And Kanye blows up. And then we say he's crazy, but he's not crazy. He's lost his best friend, his mother, his world has literally come crashing down. And the only thing he knows to do is keep working, because even though he sold all these records, he's won all these awards, and he was able to give his mom the things that she wanted and she needed, he couldn't save her life. And for those of us that have watched people lose their mothers, that's tough, especially for a boy. I hear it's even worse because of the bond that they share. But all the money that Kanye's made, all the money that he had, he couldn't save his mom. So of course that kind of stuff would drive, he said, and it all falls down, that having to drink the syrup would drive a man insane. Can you imagine what he's put himself through with losing his mother, feeling like he's losing his kids? And I do not excuse anything Kanye does as far as harassing Kim. It's not okay. It's not right for him, for her, for the kids. But he's afraid, and he lost other stuff that wasn't in his control, so he doesn't want to lose his family. Now, being the creative person that he is, he wants to work, but he doesn't want to lose his family. So a lot of times creative people, we break down, but because we've always had these high standards for ourselves, we don't share it with anybody. And he's not going to say he needs help when in actuality he does. But to say that he in the thing he said, have you ever been handcuffed because your brain was too big for your head? And they kind of just looked at him, and he was like, well, I have. And then he said that, you know, the medication was making him gain weight. Well, if he's conceited and the weight makes him look like something he's not used to, well, that can also cause another issue, which will give you another addiction, because you're so addicted to winning that this weight thing has to come off. And then he said at one time he was addicted to Percocets. All those are mind altering drugs. So it literally makes you either numb or makes you not who you are. And a lot of stuff you're doing, he doesn't even realize it. I'm sure he doesn't. He, to some extent, he realizes it. But if these things has been his escape, because a lot of people get addictions, and it's something that we think we have a handle on, and nobody will admit to having an addiction. I've never heard an alcoholic or a drug addict admit to being one while they were one. It's something that once you're clean, of course, you can say, yes, I did this. And all addictions are not quote unquote bad addictions. I read in a book that you could be addicted to gym, you could be addicted to work, you could be addicted to success. It's a lot of addictions that some people may think are okay, but then deep down it's still an addiction. And addiction is not something that you actually can always control, and it's not something you can always see, but it's something that you can definitely get help for. And I want to encourage the people that's close to Kanye to try to help him before it gets out of hand, because Kanye does have some diehard fans, and Kanye is their addiction. So you don't know how far they will go to try to help him get his family back. So I think everybody should watch it. Kanye fan or not, if you have a dream, if you have a goal, if you're talented, if you're gifted in some kind of way, such as Kanye, such as myself, other artists, if you're gifted, then 9 times out of 10, you're probably an empath. So you're taking on other people's feelings, other people's emotions. So it's so scary to watch this play out, knowing the things that he's gone through, and understanding him, because loss, I think, is lost. And everybody processes grief differently. I tell people I can understand how someone feels they lost their brother, because I lost my oldest brother, but I can't tell somebody else how they feel about losing a sister or losing a mom. I can sympathize, but I can't empathize, because I don't know. And I thank God that I don't know those. But losing a brother, I do know. Losing yourself, I do know. Losing a child, I do know. Or a pregnancy, I do know. Chronic illnesses, I can sympathize. But the one thing about having endometriosis is it's no cure. It's no cures. They can't figure out a cause. When you're Black, it makes it even more difficult. So that's something that even you try to hide, because you feel shame or blame, because it's not cancer, but we go through things that cancer patients go through. It's not heart disease, but it affects our heart. It's not epilepsy, but it affects our brain. So even that, on top of being creative, when you want to go out into the world and create, but your body says, not today, you go sit this one out. That is another thing that I feel like can drive a sane person insane, or drive a crazy man insane. But right now, everything is so microwavable, so let's do it, let's hurry up and get it over with, that we ain't really paying attention to what's going on with our neighbor. We too busy trying to figure out how we gonna eat, how we gonna buy gas. And welcome to 2022.